morning, and welcome to Miss Tyndall's Teacher Tip of the Week. Today, we're going to be talking about this really big concept of transitioning schools. Here at Wilder, we are coming up to a big transition. With the new schools opening in Redmond Ridge East and North Redmond, we are going to be breaking apart. And recently, each student has found out what school they will be going to next year, and that can bring up a lot of different feelings. And everyone is in a different state of transition. So I wanted to talk about a couple ways that in school we'll be talking about this transition and how you can talk with your child at home. So the first main idea that I want to tell you about is the fact that life always changes. No matter what, next year your child would be in a different class with a different teacher. So whether that change is staying at Wilder and going to a first grade classroom with a new teacher, or going to one of the new schools and being in a first grade classroom with a new teacher, that's still a constant. Life is always changing. The second thing I want to talk about is that, especially in our classroom, we're talking about how to turn anxiety and fear into excitement. So sometimes students are a little wary of change, and obviously they're having a great year in kindergarten here, so they're not going to want to leave that necessarily. But pulling out those things that your student can be excited about is going to be a really helpful way to get them ready for next year. So if they're staying here, they're excited to meet new friends, and they're excited to go to first grade with new teachers and new experiences. And if they're going to a new school, then they can also be excited about a new classroom, a new building, and maybe even being closer to home. That's a really big excitement factor for many of the families that are going to the new schools. Third, I want to talk about visualization. That could be such a key in your child's mindset towards going to the new school. If they're imagining in their head that they're not going to be making friends and that they're not going to have a good time, that turns into a lot of anxiety for them throughout their day. However, you can practice visualizing all the good things, all the things they're excited about, and really imagining it going right. If your child is imagining things going wrong, that's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if they're imagining things going right and them having a great time with this transition, no matter what it may be, there's a lot higher probability that they will be excited and not anxious. And as a class, we're going to be doing this a lot, but it's really good to name our feelings and talk about why we're feeling that way. All the feelings towards this transition are valid and true, and I want to spend a lot of time in my classroom giving voice to those opinions and making sure that every child has the time to process how they're feeling and really talking about the things that they're sad to lose, like our classroom community, and maybe if they're leaving school, sad to lose their time at Wilder. But at the same time, talking about what's being lost is a way that we can celebrate it, and we can be all happy with the fact that we've all been here and had this year together, no matter what next year will bring. So expressing those feelings and really celebrating the year we have right now is my goal here in the classroom. And to hit home the fact that everyone is transitioning, we really talk about different transitions that we have in our day and in our life, that maybe you move houses or going from elementary school to middle school. There are always transitions. Next year, regardless of what's happening, is going to be a transition, but we want to focus on having a great year this year, celebrating each other and celebrating the time we shared together, and then having a really positive year to finish on a high note no matter what. All right, that's all for now. See you next time.